Are you new to FPV and overwhelmed with all the choices available? Are you trying to decide on a new radio? Or maybe you want to buy a new quad, but you've watched 132 different videos on all the different makes and models and now you really have no idea what to buy. September 13th, 2020 is a very special day for me. That's when I placed my very first FPV order and started along this awesome journey. I wanted to share with you the last 3 years of my experiences in order to help you along the way to not make some of the mistakes and fall down some of the black rabbit holes that I did. Equipment, there is a ton of it out there. What's good? What's bad? What should I buy? X, Y, Z? If I do, will I be able to get help with it? What if it breaks? Will I be able to fix it? It's exhausting, man. And if you're like me, you buy a product, it's in the mail, and then all of a sudden you go through this whole other round of YouTube videos and trying to justify the fact that you just bought this thing. Was it the right decision? So on and so forth. It's just never ending. My advice is stick to the mainstream products that you know everybody is using and it works. There's nothing more aggravating than trying to save a buck and you order something and you get it and either one, it doesn't work, or two, you can't figure out how to work it and there's nobody out there that can help you because it's just not a product that everybody's using. Even if the known good product is a little bit out of your price range or your budget, it's probably best just to wait. Be a little patient, save up, and buy the product that you know is going to work. Speaking of budget, set one. Have you ever watched YouTube videos, been influenced, and the next thing you know, you got 3 of different products in the mail because you weren't quite sure, but you're so worried not to get the right thing. And now you're hundreds of dollars over the budget that you were expecting. All I'm saying, slow the roll. You got plenty of time. Products change. Every few months there's going to be something new. Maybe stick with one quad. Maybe 2 at the most, because they're like potato chips, right? Which brings me to the next point. Stick with one quad, not 2, 3, 4 quads. One quad. You'll get to know the quad inside and out, not only mechanically and be able to repair it, but you'll also get to know its flight characteristics. And when you're learning, repeatability is key. The quad will become comfy. It will be just like second nature. Next up is the highly debated topic. Should I fly thumbs? Should I fly pinch? Should I fly a hybrid of pinch and thumbs? The battle will go on until the end of time on the internet. For instance, I fly thumbs. I don't fly pinch. I've tried flying pinch. I've wasted a lot of time trying to fly pinch because I figured it was more precise. In the end, it's a matter of what's comfortable for you. There are professional radio control helicopter pilots, airplane pilots, FPV pilots out there that fly thumb and pinch, or pinch and hybrid. It doesn't matter. Whatever works for you and whatever you're most comfy with. Don't read into what everybody else is saying and thinking, wow, maybe I should switch because XYZ pilot can do all these things. Maybe that'll make me a better pilot. It doesn't work like that. Trust me, I've tried. There is no right and there is no wrong. Do whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, so holding the radio sticks is important, right? But what about the radio itself? Well, we are lucky in this day and age. Back years ago, there were not many options for FPV. Big bulky box radios with bazillions of switches, which generally were meant for airplane flyers. Nowadays, we have a plethora of price ranges and radios available to everybody. As an example, I have a Radiomaster TX16. It's a relatively inexpensive radio and it does absolutely everything you'll ever need it to do. If you're on an even tighter budget, there's the Radiomaster Pocket, which is about 65, 75 bucks. You can't even go wrong. Even if you don't like it, or it falls off the shelf and breaks, you're not out a lot of money. No matter what radio you choose, I still recommend only sticking with that one and not switching back and forth, just like the quad. That way you get to know the radio, the stick feel, the movement, how much throw there is. They're all just a little different. And if you stick with one, it's going to be the same thing as the quad with the flight characteristics, the feeling of the sticks. Everything will just be natural after a while and you won't have to think about it. Trippy spins, matty flips, and diving gaps at 100 miles an hour sure are fun, right? All the pros do it. But you gotta walk before you run. I highly recommend just keeping with the basics until you can get so comfortable with it that it's like second nature. Right turns, left turns. Don't favor one or the other, do both. Make sure you can do it proficiently. Slow and precise around objects. Very controlled around objects, not bumping into them. Rinse and repeat over and over and over and over. Now, I'm not saying don't challenge yourself and try a cool new move. I'm just saying don't skip over the basics. Being proficient here will make all these moves later on much, much easier. And once it becomes boring, then that means you've become proficient and it's time to move on. All right, in the end, it's a hobby, right? It's all about fun. And let's face it, if you stick with it, you're gonna end up with a bunch of radios, a bunch of quadcopters, and probably more gadgets than Inspector Gadget himself. But hey, what the heck, as long as you're having fun, right? Has any of these things happened to you? I bet they have. If you've been flying for any sort of time, these are just a handful of things that could help a new FPV pilot. So what are your thoughts? Talk about it below. Let's comment, discuss it. If you can relate to this video and it was helpful in any way, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time.